Shalom. I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also want to acknowledge all the Akim who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom to the elect, the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. I'm going to go in on Deuteronomy, the 29th chapter, through the Spirit. It says, it's regarding, keeping the covenant. And the word covenant means agreement, all right? Another word for covenant is agreement. So I'm going to start at the top. It says, these are the words of the covenant which Yahweh commanded Moses to make with the sons of Israel in the land of Moab, beside the covenant which he made with them in Horeb. And Moses called unto all Israel and said unto them, Ye have seen all that Yahweh did before your eyes in the land of Egypt unto Pharaoh and unto all his servants and unto all his land. The great temptations which thine eyes have seen, the signs and those great miracles. Yet Yahweh hath not given you a heart to perceive and eyes to see and ears to hear unto this day. All right, so talking about all the miracles, all the plagues that they saw in ancient Egypt, the Israelites. All right. So, okay, good. So, that's what it is. All the plagues in ancient Egypt, our people witnessed those things. They witnessed the death of Pharaoh's and Egyptians' firstborn, the from the children into the cattle, right? And that shows you how hard-headed Jake is, man. They saw all those miracles, and then when they went into the wilderness, they started complaining and murmuring. So let's keep reading. The great temptations, and they were missing Egypt, right? That's how these 2/3 are going to be in this day and age in spiritual Egypt. They're not going to, they're not going to get their luxuries that they're used to in ancient Egypt, or I'm sorry, in spiritual Egypt. And these people are going to start murmuring, bickering, complaining, and some of them are going to break, and they're going to take the RFID hip. All right. So it says in verse 4, Yea, Yahweh hath not given you a heart to perceive, and eyes to see, and ears to hear unto this day. And I have led you 40 years in the wilderness. Your clothes are not waxen old upon you, and thy shoe is not waxen old upon thy foot. So that's another miracle that Yahweh performed among the Israelites, where their clothes and their shoes didn't even get worn out in those 40 years when they were in the wilderness. And you still had Israelites who didn't have faith after seeing all these miracles. Your clothes aren't waxing old, your shoes are not waxing old, and people still lost faith. So that's how the Israelites are in this day and age also. Ye, and I'm talking about 2/3, ye have not eaten bread, neither have ye drunk wine or strong drink, that ye might know that I am Yahweh your power. And when ye came unto this place, Sihon the king of Heshbon and Og the king of Bashan came out against us unto battle, and we smote them. So Yahweh was performing miracles left and right, and then he was giving us victory in battles also as well. All right, verse 8. And we took their land and gave it for an inheritance unto the Reubenites and to the Gadites and to the tribe of Manasseh. All right. So he was granting us land through our battles in victory, our victory battles. Right? Verse 9. Keep therefore the words of this covenant and do them, that ye may prosper in all that ye do. Ye stand this day, all of you, before Yahweh your power, your captains of your tribes, your elders, and your officers, with all the men of Israel, your little ones, your wives, and thy stranger that is in thy camp, from the hewer of the wood, thy wood unto the drawer of thy water, that thou shouldest enter into covenant with Yahweh thy power, and into his oath, and which Yahweh thy power maketh with thee this day. All right, so it's a covenant, an agreement. The agreement is that we follow Yahweh Bashem, the laws and the ways of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, we're supposed to follow the laws, the statutes, commandments, ordinances of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, contrary to popular belief. As these pagan Christians, they don't teach. They say that you were saved under grace, and that we don't need to keep the law. Which we are. The 1/3 will be saved under grace and redeemed, but the law is still in effect. Okay. This is what makes us holy. This is what makes us separate from all the other nations. Okay. So this is verse 13. That he may establish thee today for a people unto himself, and that he may be unto thee a power, as he hath said unto thee, and as he hath sworn unto thy fathers, to Abraham, Isaac, and to Jacob. All right. So for us to be a people unto himself, we have to keep those ordinances. All right. When our people drift from the laws, statutes, commandments, well, we're just like the heathen. All right. You're just like any ordinary heathen. It says, neither, verse 14, neither with you only do I make this covenant and this oath. Right. See, this is what makes us holy again, separate, is because this agreement that Yahweh has with the sons of Israel, he doesn't have it with any other nation. Let's further prove that in Psalm, what is it, oh no, this is not it. I'll read Psalm 148 and 14. He also exalted the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, even of the children of Israel, a people near unto him, praise ye Yahweh. See, so the Israelites are near unto Yahweh, not any other nation. Psalm 147 and 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh. Right, we're the only ones who understand the judgment of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We're the only ones he shows his word to. We're the only ones who has a covenant with, an agreement. Right? Amos. Let's get that real quick. What's Amos, is it 3 and 1? Hear this word that Yahweh hath spoken against you, O sons of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. So it's only the Israelites. The whole Bible is dedicated and it belongs to only the Israelites. All right? Yahweh's not dealing with any other nations, man, as far as his covenants go and whatnot. Let's get more proof in Romans. Let's see. Romans 9 and 2. This is Paul talking. He says, for I could wish that myself were accursed from Hamashiach for my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption. The word pertaineth means belongs. So to whom belongs the adoption, the glory, the covenants, and the giving of the law, and the service of the Most High, and the promises. All right? So whether you're talking about the adoption, the glory, the covenants, which are the agreements, the law, The service of the Most High, the promises, it all pertains to Israel. It all belongs to us. All right. He's not dealing with any other nation. Okay. Let's get back to Deuteronomy 29. And I'm at 15. It says, let me start 14. Neither with you only do I make this covenant and this oath, right? Only Israel, but with him that standeth here with us this day before Yahweh our power, and also with him that is not here with us this day. For ye know how we have dwelt in the land of Egypt, and how we came through the nations which ye passed by. Right, we came through the nations which we passed by. They weren't part of this promises. They weren't part of the adoption. That's a pagan Christian lie when they try to ball up all the nations and put them in one and make them one, one big religion, for lack of better words, or like Catholics. That's what they do. The word Catholic, it means universal. So that's why Catholics, they try to bring everybody into the mix. But, that's going off because Yahweh has his he has the Israelites. That's his favorite nation. That's the only one he deals with. That's the only one he shows his judgments to. That's the only one he shows his word to. Verse 17, and ye have seen their abomination in their idols, wood and stone. He's talking about the other nations, the heathen, silver and gold which were among them. Lest there should be among you man or woman or family or tribe whose heart or whose mind turneth away this day from Yahweh our power to go and serve the gods of these nations, lest there should be among you a root that beareth gall and wormwood. Right, so if you're an Israelite, you should not be serving any of the gods of the heathen nations. Which Jesus Christ, that's a god of the heathen. That's an Edomite god. That's an Edomite pagan false idol. I don't care how much dedication or love you have for Jesus Christ, you're in the wrong mindset. All right, you got to understand, you've been brought up in slavery. You've been brought up in captivity according to the Bible, and your enemy has given you false gods that you are serving, and it's going to cost you your life if you can't let those things go and come into the fold of the truth. Which the truth is Yahweh the Father, Yahweh Shai the Son. And it came to pass when he heareth the words of this curse, that he blessed himself in his heart, saying, I shall have peace, though I walk in the imagination of my heart, to add drunkenness to thirst. Yahweh will not spare him, but then the anger of Yahweh and his jealousy shall smoke against that man, and all the curses that are written in this book shall lie upon him, and Yahweh shall blot out his name from under heaven. Right, so if you're following these other gods, any god that's outside of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, or you're calling on different names, you're going to be cursed and you're going to be blotted out from under heaven. You're not going to receive salvation, in other words. Verse 21, and Yahweh shall separate him unto evil out of all the tribes of Israel, according to all the curses of the covenant that are written in this book of the law. Right, so you're cursed. You're cursed, right? And if you can't see it, then hey, you're really cursed. Verse 22, so that the generation to come of your sons that shall rise up after you, and the stranger that shall come from far land shall say, when they see the plagues of that land and the sickness which Yahweh hath laid upon it, and that whole land thereof is brimstone and salt and burning, that is not sown nor beareth, nor any grass groweth therein, like overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, Admah and Zeboim, which Yahweh overthrew in his anger and in his wrath. Even all nations shall say, wherefore hath Yahweh done thus unto this land? What meaneth the heat of this great anger? See, so that's what's going to happen to Babylon, America. You're going to feel the heat of his great anger. You're gonna be wondering, why is this place burning? And it's because you're gonna be part of the sacrifice, because you're serving false idols, you're serving false gods. It's plain as day to the elect, but to the heathen, to the 2/3, man, you guys are stuck on stupid. Verse 25, the men shall say, because they have forsaken the covenant of Yahweh, their power of their fathers. You got to think about this, man. The fathers are, like the patriarchs, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They served Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. They did not serve Jesus Christ and just some white guy named God that they call God. No, that's not what it is. That's not what our fathers used to serve or worship. You got to get back into the mindset of our fathers, right? And that's what happens to the elect, because it tells you in Malachi 4 and 5, behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of Yahweh, and he shall turn the heart, meaning the mind of the fathers to the sons, and the mind of the sons to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. So, Elijah the prophet, who was then John the Baptist, who was then Elder Abba Bivens, Elder Abba Bivens most recently turned the heart of the sons to the fathers and the fathers to the sons. We had to get back in our father's mindset, our ancestors, if you will. See? So if you're calling on the white Jesus, man, you're not. That's not our ancestors. I guarantee you, we're not worshiping white Jesus. All right. Deuteronomy 29 and where we at? 26. It says, "For they went and served other gods and worshipped them, gods whom they knew not and whom he had not given unto them." Yahweh B'Shem Yahshai are the only entities that we serve. No one else. And if you can't receive that, because it's not Yeshua, it's not Yah, it's not Yahweh, it's not Yahusha, it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not all these false, fake names that the enemy, he's okay with you calling on them names, because he knows there's only power in the true names, which is Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, and one of my favorite new verses that I've learned, well, I mean, I guess I've known it, but it's stuck with me recently. Exodus 23 and 13. "And in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect, and make no mention of the name of other gods, neither let it be heard out of thy mouth." All right? So you're not even supposed to mention those names, and don't let those names be heard out of your mouth, especially if you're praising and worshiping. And the men of Yahweh, man, we get pissed off when we hear, we hear people calling on, the Israelites calling on false gods. And especially when we try to teach them and they stay in their stubbornness, and that pisses you off. Wait a second, Ezra 2. I'll read this. Well, I'll read 46. Second Ezra 2 and 46. This is right after the crowning ceremony with Yahweh Shai putting the crowns on the elect, the 144,000 prophets. In verse 46, then said I unto the second Ezra 2 and 46, then said I unto the angel, what young person is it that crowneth them and giveth them palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, it is the Son of the Most High, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of Yahweh. You see that? This is why we do these lessons. A lot of our lessons deals with the name. A lot of when we're on the streets, we're defending the name, teaching the names. You see? Because it says right here, Ezra, he greatly commended the men who were getting crowned, who were the prophets of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and were standing stiffly for the names. All right, you trying to minimize that the name don't matter and this and that. And, you can call You can call Yahweh Bashem Yahshai anything you want. Now that ain't right. The name is a reputation, right? Why would Yahweh Bashem Yahshai want to be called by any other name? Why you wouldn't want to be called by any name? So why in the hell would you think Yahweh Bashem Yahshai would want to be called by any name? They're okay with it. All right. Let me get this proverb real quick. A good name is better than precious ointment, according to the scriptures. Oh, I thought it was Proverbs, but it's actually Ecclesiastes 7:1. A good name is better than precious ointment in the day of death than the day of one's birth. All right. So it's better to have, it's a good name is better than precious ointment. Remember in the scriptures, the disciples were serious about precious ointment. And they got mad at the woman who was washing Yahushua's feet with the precious ointment, because they were like, hey, you could have sold that. You could have made a lot of money. And what did Yahushua tell her? Right? He was like, yo, he told the disciples, hey, man, what this lady's done is a wonderful thing. He rebuked the disciples because they were like, oh, what are you doing? Wasting that ointment. So this is how much more is the name is important. That's the whole point. John 12:3. Let's read that account. Okay, remember, a good name is better than precious ointment. And this is precious ointment, what we're about to read. John 12, it says, verse 3, John 12:3, then took Mary a pound of ointment of spikenard, very costly, and anointed the feet of Yahushua, and wiped his feet with her hair, and the house was filled with the odor of the ointment. Then saith one of his disciples, Judas Iscariot, Simon's son, which should betray him, why was not that ointment sold for 300 pence and given to the poor? You see, and Judas Iscariot, he was always worried about money, right? That's why he sold out our Lord Yahushua. So let's keep reading. Verse 6. This he said, not that he cared for the poor, but because he was a thief and had the bag and bare what was put therein. Then said Yahushua, let her alone. Against the day of my burying hath she kept this. For the poor always ye have with you, but me ye have not always. All right. So, this was precious ointment to the point where Judas Iscariot, the betrayer, he was all, worked up saying, hey, what are you doing? You could sell that. You can get some money and give it to the poor. But Yahushua's like, wait a minute, And you got to understand, this was precious ointment. That's why Judas Iscariot was so concerned. But guess what? More important than that precious ointment is that reputation and that name. All right. So that's why we we stand stiffly for those true names. Let's see, where am I? Deuteronomy 29, and let's see. 27. It says, and the anger of Yahweh was kindled against this land to bring upon it all the curses that are written in this book. And Yahweh rooted them out of their land in anger and in wrath and in great indignation, and cast them into another land as it is this day. The secret things belong unto Yahweh our power, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and our sons forever, that we may do all the words of this law. So we got, again, it goes back to the covenants, the ordinance, the agreement, the laws, statutes, commandments. We got to keep these to the best of our ability, even in our captivity. All right, and part of the law are the names. You got to use the true names. You don't be using just any name. All right, and this is supposed to be for our sons forever. So this we're coming back into remembrance, and one of the things we remember is the names. All right, let's get that real quick in John, and I'll close on that. John, and sometimes we do these lessons and they sound repetitious, but it's because the nation of Israel is hard headed, man. You gotta repeat things to you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, because y'all are hard headed. Sottish children, the Lord calls you. Yahweh calls you sottish children, meaning stupid children. So you got to repeat this over and over, beat it in our people's heads. John 14:26. But the Comforter, which is Yahweh Shai speaking, which is the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, he shall teach you all things and bring all things to your remembrance, whatsoever I have said unto you. All right. Part of the remembrance is the laws. A part of the remembrance are the names. All right. The names are the foundation. So I'm going to go ahead and close out with that. I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekakodash. Double honors goes out to the other apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also, I want to acknowledge all the Akyam who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. A shalom to the elect.